Hello, friends. Welcome. I am Ananda Rose. Thank you for joining me. Today, I am in another part of the house. It's really in a space where I really love being, especially for my meditations. And so I welcome you into my energy space because this truly is my space for energy and where I get a lot of my downloads. Right, friends, I thought today I'd come online and say something, give a message, do something to connect with you because I feel like I have been doing less and less of connection with you. I do the voiceovers and the recordings of the little clips that we put out. I've been putting out the work of other people. I put out a video a couple of weeks ago and it was wonderful. I loved doing it and I said I love talking to you like this. And so today I just thought it's time to do another one. I'm going to talk about that very shortly, but I hope all is going well in your worlds. And, I've been doing a lot of soul searching in the last few weeks because I think it's a time for where many of us are doing the soul searching, right? And that's the thing. When we do soul searching, then we start to really have to pace ourselves and stop and think about what we're doing. And is it part of the soul's purpose? Is it part of the soul contract? Is it what we're commissioned to do on earth in this time and space? And so that's been my space. Before we carry on, you've seen the smoke. So it means I've got incense burning. I'll do a clearing. And I'm just going to get my feather. And I'll do a clearing and then we'll talk about some stuff. Now, I'm going to talk about some general things about the channel and also obviously talk about current energies. I'm going to give you a personal update. And that's where I'll explain my feelings about certain things. And I'm going to close off with the light language transmission. And the light language transmission is once again to reaffirm our authenticity, reaffirm what our intentions are with the way we do our work and how are we now showing up for ourselves, but how are we showing up for the collective as well. So I hope you're going to find some freedom in that. I hope you're going to find some shifting in that for whatever it is that you're going through. The other thing is, I'm reading currently 2 books. Yeah, I know 2 books, but I'll explain that when I talk about the books. I'm hoping that this is not a very long message, but because I have been away or doing less of these personal messages, sometimes I have a lot to say in the one. But I'll try to be on point, okay, and keep on track because, well, I can go off on a tangent, as many of you know. All right, let's just do our transmission. Turning on musicians mode for us. Welcome everybody. Welcome. Welcome, angels, spirits, guides. Welcome, teams of light of Ananda Rose, and all those who are joining us here today, whether they catch it now, whether they catch it 3 months from now, 3 years from now. Because whenever you catch it, this will be relative and relevant for you. Welcome, beautiful one. Kiramakutu faranakatewe. Koremetia horenge. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Kiranatafahe. Kitamaru no kote makatera nakatofora nakaya. Nati faranato, nati faranato, nati faranato. Welcome. Siabakato faranakai utsumuru nurivskitko rinemesketu faranakai. Right, take a breath after that. Keep your feet firmly planted on the ground and take a breath. Kiramahaya. Kiramahaya. So friends, thank you so much for being here. It takes a few minutes to get used to this new environment. And today I was really guided to come into the space, my desktop was still not turning on. It usually does that during a Mercury retrograde, and I do not think that Mercury is in retrograde yet, but it's been doing it now for the last week, where it turns on only at some point or the other. But I think what it's doing is also saying, I'm a little bit old, you need to replace me. Yes, I think that's it. Okay, friends. Channel updates. Firstly, please check your subscriptions if you are still subscribed to the channel. Ananda Rose or Light Language Messenger, right? Or both. I'd love it for you to be on both. Okay, I will put the links to Light Language Messenger in the description box today. Okay, in this video. That's it. I have been checking with people who are supposedly subscribed to the channel, and I was guided to mention this here, that, you know, some people's subscriptions are no longer active for whatever reason. So please check your subscription if you're still subscribed to Ananda Rose. Now, I know you're thinking, but we're talking to you, Rose, or sorry, we're listening to you, Rose. You're talking to us. So that means we're subscribed, but check your subscription, because maybe it's just the algorithm is picking you up because you watch this kind of channel, this kind of flavor of a channel. You watch others and it might just be picking you up and offering you this video. Okay, right. I had a confirmation of asking everybody to check their subscriber, whether they still subscribe to the channel, by one of these big channels. The person saying the same thing. I got the download to do this a few days ago, and then today she was saying the same thing, and she said, because of the number of views, because the number of views, I've had sometimes things happening where the number of views are 0. Nobody gets to watch it. And I find it hard to believe that of all the subscribers, one person didn't think curiously that they need to watch it. It's happened both on Ananda Rose and on Light Language Messenger. Right. So I just thank you for considering that. And if you do it, I appreciate you. Okay. Right. Last week we put out a video of Karen Jewett, and she was doing her light language. Now, Karen Jewett has done the 343 series with me, where we worked on activating light language. Everybody was in this for 3 weeks with me, and that's what we did. We did this we started at the last weekend of February and went into the first and second weekends of March this year. And so she came to the sessions, and then she was doing her light language, and I really loved the light language, and I really thought we needed to showcase the light language. And so that is why Karen Jewett is in collaboration with me to do that. And all of you that have been faithful and following the channel and subscribing to the channel and watching our videos, and I thank you for that. I need to say, you know what we do on this channel, and we always showcase the work of other people, and so that's what we're doing. So if you see her videos coming up on Light Language Messenger or on Ananda Rose, that would be the reason for it. I did get a download from my guides that we should really be showcasing her work on Light Language Messenger, and so I was going to do that. And then last week I put out the video that she had sent to me. I put it on both channels, and the one on Ananda Rose was completely distorted. So if you watched it on Ananda Rose, I've got to say to you, you didn't get what that was about. I think one person even watched it and liked it. There were 47 people or something that watched it, and that video was completely distorted on Ananda Rose, but it was perfect on Light Language Messenger. Now, I don't know how that works. I've done my inquiry with YouTube. They've come back to me to say there isn't anything wrong with it. And the one I listened to that was published keeps showing me, or I can hear the distortion in it. All right, so I don't really know what is happening there. So it's going to be, so that was kind of reiterating to me that I needed to put Karen's videos on Light Language Messenger. And I'm sorry if I've been shouting. Pardon me, I didn't mean to. I'm feeling, I guess maybe I'm rushing to get through everything so I don't keep you too long. So I apologize for that. Okay, so I'm going to take a breath and pace myself. Okay, so Karen Jewett's videos are going to be on Light Language Messenger. They are beautiful light language messages or songs that she is getting downloads for. The one that was distorted, I keep hearing it in my head, even when I'm not anywhere near the computer or I'm not watching the video. So I feel like there is something in that. There's light codes in that we need. So please follow it through and watch it on Light Language Messenger. I'm also asking you that if you would please subscribe to Light Language Messenger, that will be really good. Light Language Messenger is my personal channel. I started that at the very beginning years ago. And then I never really did anything on it. And then when I wanted to do something on YouTube, I was guided to do something on YouTube, I started the Great Awakening Generator, which is now Ananda Rose. So those of you that have been following my work and the channel, you know what I'm talking about. So, but if you do subscribe on Light Language Messenger, then you'll get the notification that I've uploaded Karen's video, and you're going to get the benefit of that light language. There's a lot of beautiful light codes coming through now, and she is bringing in the elements, the elementals. She's bringing in the light language of fairies and dragons and a few other things like nature and all of that. So, if you want to get more light language transmissions that are shorts, that are small, that are going to give you that fix that you need with the light code quickly but easily and free-flowing, I recommend that. Okay, right, so I've told you about Karen Jewett. Still don't know what's going to be happening with the with that video. I'll wait to hear from YouTube. I've given them exactly where it's distorted on what I'm listening to, and let's see what they come back with. All right. So we are doing, Kirsty Marie and I are doing the next 343 series of events. This starts on the 15th of June. It's been really good. We did the first one that was trauma, and now we're doing another one. And this is also related to our reflexes. It's related to stuff that we're carrying. Friends, I'm just going to have to put you on pause for a second. Well, friends, thank you for your patience. I had to stop and just come back for a few minutes because I needed to get all my information right. And I realized, I'd left my piece of paper elsewhere, and I had to stop and do this. Okay, Kirsty Maria and I are doing the 343 series, Reducing Overwhelm with Sensory Integration. This is on the 15th of June 2025 at 7 a.m. New Zealand Standard Time. Okay, it's a virtual event, so you'll have to register for it, and you can register for the event at ananda-rose.com. All right, and I'll put that information in the description box. Last time we advertised something in the description box, for whatever reason, sometimes it doesn't give it to you as a hyperlink. And so when that happens, and if you want to register for an event with us, when it happens, please copy and paste it into your browser and press enter, and then it will take you to the website. I'm not sure why that happens. It's been happening on YouTube, and so I don't know how we fix that. Sometimes I try to fix it and it works, and other times it doesn't. And that's what happened with the full moon event of last month. Okay, the first one I did. Yeah, right. So that's what's happening. Please go and read up on that on the website, and it's gonna go. The 343 series works like this. We do 3 events in 3 weeks. All right, and so it starts on the 15th, Sunday the 15th of June. We were doing it, we did the last couple of 343 events on a Saturday, but some things have changed, and so we moved it to the Sunday. And so we were doing that. We're doing it on Sunday the 15th, the 22nd, and the 29th of June. And I really love the 343 events because I believe that it gives us more connection with all of you. And this one, when you go and read up more about it, it's going deep within, and it's addressing those things that we still carry with us from childhood. Like it's very detailed. The healing and the techniques are addressing that which is very detailed. Trauma that we still carry about things that was so ingrained in us. Ingrained in us. Okay, and of course, I will be doing the healing with the light language transmissions that are coming through. And so you will get a recording of it if you register. So please feel, that's going to happen. And I'm I'm looking forward to catching up with you, and all of you registering for it, whoever feels that it resonates with them. I'm going to put the video we did at the end of this video so you can find out more about it. Okay, I told you about 343 series. African Goddess Rising transmissions with a little clips that I'm putting out, maybe 4 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, maybe it's a short, depending on how the transmission goes. It comes from that Oracle card deck by Abiola Abrams, and I'm reading it. I was guided to do that. I'm reading the message. I'm bringing in the energy of that goddess, and I'm doing a light language transmission. It is not going as well as I would like it to go. I've got to be honest and say that to you, because I've done the recordings and I am so overly critical of how they're coming out that it's taking me more time to do them, and as a result to release them, and I've got to get out of my head with that. So I know that you understand this. I'm doing what I can. I'm not even sure why I'm not feeling the ease and flow of that. And that's the thing, we always believe when it comes from downloads from our guides, from higher self, that it should be with ease and flow. But I'm just I'm not tech savvy, and what I do is from my limited knowledge. And so I'm loving doing it. I really am loving doing the whole setup and seeing the results of a little video with the voiceover and the background music. I'm loving doing it. It's improving my technical skills, but I'm just like maybe I'm a little bit overly intense about how it should sound, or what was the intention, or whatever, and I need to let all of you decide. The last one that I did was of Nkosazana, and I was really not happy with the sound, because I did the video recordings in the corner here, sitting on a little armchair, and I did it so that I could keep everything closed off. And I felt that perhaps it was too hollow at some points, it was too sharp at other points, or it was too like, oh, I'm under covers. Anyway, we're going to get it right. We will get it right. Right. So friends, I've told you about that. Not African Goddess. I've told you about African Goddess. The full moon transmission for June. I have decided to put a hold on it. I felt that I'd got the download to do the May full moon transmission. And over the time, when many people did not register for it, I didn't panic. I really felt guided to offer it. I felt intuitively that I needed to offer it to people to join me. And if you didn't have the money for it, I was saying, let me know, or just even send me in an email the word gift. I genuinely, truly meant that, friends. When I said that, I am not looking to know what your financial situation is. Maybe you could have afforded it, but you thought, I don't want to spend my money on that. And I said that in the video too. So I really mean that. And I need you to know that when somebody sends me a message like that, I genuinely mean it when I say, I understand, because I have gone through so much of trying to realign with my abundance frequency. And it's happened in an intense way. You know this. If you watch this channel, you know I've said it so many times. It's happened in a really intense way in the last 3 years, more than ever before, right? It kind of started in 2018 and it just kind of escalated. Because when I think about 2020 and 2022 and 2023, some parts of 2023, and I think about how abundant, how easy I could still find the means to do certain things. I could still go to workshops. I still had the means, and thank goodness for that. Thank the universe for that. And I'm really learning at this time to come back into balance with my abundance, and to deal with all the shadows around it, to deal with all the blocks around it. And that's what this is all about. And whilst it's not being comfortable, I am just going with the flow of it. And I really am encouraging people, be in your gratitude space, because I think that's the key. That is the key that will shift us. If you're in that situation, that is the key that will shift us. So my point being that when I offer you something, genuinely know that it's genuine. Really, really, truly know that if I'm going to offer you something, it's really genuinely from my heart. And my guides asked me to do that. Okay? Right. Might have looked like desperation, but actually it wasn't. Anyway, the people that did attend the event, I believe, were meant to be there. Okay? And so I am going to say again, I have put on hold because what happened with me was I was flawed by the experience in terms of I wanted more. I thought people would take up the offer to join me for free because I thought we were going to have such an amazing energy time, which we did have, by the way. I didn't want to keep it closed up. When it was getting closer to the time and more people and people weren't registering, I didn't want to keep it. I just felt it should have gone out. In my mind, my download was that was supposed to be a session with like 30 people or more. Right? Not necessarily going to be 90 people, but there was going to be like about 30 people that were really needed to come into that. So if you really felt you wanted to come into that and you didn't, I'm sorry that you didn't take up the offer. But it will come back. I just don't feel ready with my family stuff going on at the moment. I don't feel ready to do that full moon event this month because it's next week is a full moon. But I also want to say something exciting is coming up. And it's going to come up. You're going to love it. And it's got to do with the sacred feminine, and it's going to happen. I'm really excited about that. And it's going to be a group of us, and you're going to enjoy it. I believe if you like our work that happens here on the channel, you're going to like it. So that's all I can say so far about the full moon transmission and about the sacred feminine circle or sacred feminine group or event we're going to be doing. Current energies, friends. How are you doing? How are you feeling with your current energies or with the current energies? It's a little bit all over the place, right? It's like what we call swings and roundabouts here in New Zealand. And one of the things that was really talking to me in the last few weeks, and I talked with other people and they were saying something and something starts to make sense, whatever this is. So about 3 weeks ago, I remember sitting down and doing my meditation, and for whatever reason, looking into my third eye, I normally see some eye, a kind of eye in my third eye when I do meditation, right? A quiet meditation, nothing with guidance or anything like that. I love doing my 10-minute quiet meditation or my 11 minutes and 11 seconds or 11 minutes and 22 seconds of quiet meditation. But I didn't see the eye this time. If I saw an eye, it was kind of roundish and distorted. And then there were these visions that I was experiencing of like maybe faces, but they were like weird or they were different colors. And I thought, oh, I wonder what that is. It happened to me a few times. And then it popped into my head. I think it's our galactic self, our galactic family or galactic self. And so as time has gone by, I was speaking to somebody who said last week or the week before that they had experienced this. And I said, well, I experienced it too. And I experienced it like 3 weeks ago. And then when I tuned into that and I asked, what is that? I thought what popped into my head was it's our galactic family, our galactic selves and our galactic family. And, I know that many intuitives are talking about this thing of first contact. It's my belief that first contact is going to happen with us personally before it happens on a global scale. And all of you that are in contact with your galactic family, that look up there and you know that you belong to that star system or whatever, I need you to know that you've already had your first contact. Not necessarily how the third dimensional will see it, not necessarily how other people see it, but remember, we have been channeling dragons. We have been channeling the unicorns. We have been working with them. What are they? Star family. Star. They're part of the stellar nations. That is our galactic family. That's us. They're in our cosmos, for example. So they are in the galaxy, right? They're not on Earth. Beyond Earth is the rest of it, the cosmos, the galaxy, whatever you call it. So we've been experiencing that. Someone asked me about third eye, and they didn't know or they thought, oh, they were still wondering about whether it's opened. What I need to say is, if you're doing meditation regularly, if you have a practice, I use this example. My friend will not mind me saying this because it made me think that perhaps it needed to be said in public. As long as you do meditation, as long as you are doing your daily practices, you are balancing, you are clearing, balancing, and aligning your chakras. And so all of us, our third eyes are open to some degree, right? So it's open. What I need to say about third eye being open is, imagine it was completely open. Do you think that we're at the stage where we can process everything that it's going to show us? Because I think the reason why our third eyes are not completely open is because some of the information on a physical basis, on an emotional basis, we're not ready to receive yet. Okay, so that is why that is the case. So as long as you're doing your simple meditations, you are on that trajectory of your third eye opening and opening and opening. It's like awakening and awakening and awakening, right? We are awakened, each to our own level, and we continue to awaken, right? I just wanted to say that about the third eye. Right, I'm checking off my list here of things that I needed to talk about. So here, before we do the light language, I'm here to give a personal update for me. So friends, I know that if you knew anything about the channel when it started and how it went and how it flourished initially, I did lots of interviews on the Great Awakening Generator / now known as Ananda Rose. And so I noticed that from last year, from about July, it was sort of dissipating. There was lots happening in terms of energy work, and I was feeling more inclined to do that than do lots of interviews or contact people for for interviews. And often people that I approached for interviews were not available, or time had changed. And last year, from July onwards, the focus was really more about bringing in the dragon energy, but also the activations that we did for the continents of the Southern Hemisphere. At the end of November, I was in a state where I had some stuff going on, and there was a big change in my life. I was suddenly going in a direction I didn't think I was going in, because there was a falling out of collaborations. That's the way I'm going to put it. And what I felt afterwards was, because of my part in it, because I said my thoughts, I had my backup, my Aries energy blew it. The fire came out and the words came out, and that was it. I have no regrets about what I said. But what I have to say is there were consequences, and as a result, collaborations collapsed. At the time, because I said my truth, because anyone can say their truth, but I said it in a tone that was quite antagonistic, and I own it. I will stand up and say, hey, my tone was not great, but what I was saying was logical. What I was asking was logical. But what it did was, it really and truly dented me in terms of what my offering was to the collective. I was floored by post this event, this stuff going on. I was floored. I was heartbroken. I was shocked. I was, in some ways, kind of really surprised, shocked that people of high vibration could have had the influence on other people of high vibration to isolate me and to put me in a place where I felt like I had no one. Because I owned my truth. Because I told my part. And so I was really flawed, and I felt like a fraud. I was flawed as in, not as in I was flawed as in I felt erroneous, but I was flawed as in I hit rock bottom. And it was terrible. And I didn't really talk about it then because suddenly things in my life was changing again, and I had to address that. And I have been focused on survival since December last year. Okay. But in the last few weeks, thoughts have come to me about that time, and feelings have risen or about it. And I said, why is this coming back? Because I thought I dealt with it. And currently the energy is that we are going to, what's being served up to us now by the universe is that stuff that we didn't deal with and we need to deal with. Emotions, experiences, things we did, things we felt ashamed about, things we felt embarrassed about, things that we felt flawed by, things that hurt, things that when we felt betrayed or when we felt like, wow, something else was going on other than the thing I knew. And so here we are. I'm here at this time, and I am really looking at my work because I realized that in my being flawed at the time, I kind of lost the vuma. We'd say vuma for energy in Africa. So I kind of lost my vuma for this work. I felt like I couldn't own it. I felt like I didn't deserve it. I felt like I couldn't be authentically myself. I couldn't do one thing in the background and then be something else in the foreground because I felt like I'm a fraud. So recently, and so it kind of made me stop and think about my work and what I've been doing. And recently, I've been trying to grow my channel. I've been trying to be in the forefront, and I've been watching videos about things you have to do, the setup of your YouTube and whatever. And I'm finding that often people who offer to help have still got the idea of clickbait. They've still got the hook idea. They've still got that thing of they're keeping you watching until maybe the 13th minute before they tell you what they're meant to tell you in a 15-minute video. And so even if people are high vibrational or professing to want to help you, this is still the key. And what really stuck out to me is, Rose, with the YouTube channel, what do you want to do? I mean, what we started up for? I started it up. My guides and I started it up. My team and I started up to showcase the work of other people here on the planet. I was very flawed last year when I asked somebody back to my channel, and the answer was, Rose, you do not have enough. You have the right kind of people, but you do not have enough of the right kind of people for me to give this my energy. And I said, I respect that. That's what I said. I had somebody who said to me towards the end of last year, I won't be working with you anymore, Rose, because I will not be working for free. These are the things that happened. There was another person who has got so much knowledge about Lemuria, and I invited him to come and talk about it on the channel because we love talking about Lemuria. And he said, you do not have enough subscribers. As Source is my witness, as my higher self and my team of light is my witness, that is the truth of it. And it really dented my progression with it. I understood where those people were, and I understood that they needed to progress. They want progress. They want to progress. They want their work to be seen and to be showcased. But what they were saying to me is, no, we don't want to be on your channel because you don't have enough people. You don't have enough traction. And that was very, very flooring. That's the word I'm going to use. So at the moment, I want to say this channel is still open to anybody who would like me to showcase their work. If you are doing energy healing and you are doing energy work, please feel free to contact me if you want to showcase your work. As long as you're happy with the number of subscribers I have, and as long as you're happy with doing it for free at this time. I promise when it comes to a point where my abundance is in such a way that I can pay you to be on my channel, you can get a reward for it or whatever, I will do that. I can give you something in form of exchange. And I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being absolutely genuine. I love the work all of you do in your energy work. But I also know that it's important to be able to say, I want to bless you with this. I want to gift you this for the gift you've given me. My heart is genuinely focused on that. I would love to be doing that. But things happened in our world that changed all of that last year. So, Ananda Rose is going to continue being available for anybody who wants to showcase their energy work. That's what I need to say. We will be doing workshops. Kirsty Marie and I will be doing workshops together. I will do a workshop on my own. I might do something with Lynn. I might do something with Karen. I might do something with Regina of Plant Music, Australia. That's going to happen. But I need to say, I have to sit down and I have to get serious about what I'm doing also, if this is where my energy is going to be spent, because I do spend a lot of energy in it. And like I said, for the last few weeks, I've been doing recordings, but I'm not posting them because I'm not happy with them. I don't know what's off. Okay? Maybe it's got to do with the downloads we're getting at the moment. Maybe it's got to do with those solar flashes they're talking about. But that's where I'm at. The website is up and running, ananda-rose.com. Please register there. Go there to register if you want to join Kirsty Marie and I for the 343 series. We'd love to connect with you. I'll say that again. The other thing is, there's other stuff on the website, and there'll be more things. I'm understanding. I've got downloads, and I just need to find the time to do them. I've just been caught up with family stuff, friends. There's some big changes in my personal life, with my family, and that's what I'm caught up with. This too will pass because this is where I need to be now. And you know this. There comes a time where you have to be there for the ones that you are connected to biologically, and that's what I'm doing at the moment. In terms of why I'm not on here so much, I've got quite a few recordings, and I'll put them on as long as you don't mind that it might not sound very well. We'll get better at this, I promise. So I'm going to take a sip of water and invite you. I think I need to say one more thing. I think I need to say, please remember to be your authentic self. Please remember that all your energy work that you're doing, if you're doing really well, if you're one of those big channels and you're doing really well, gosh, I don't even think a big channel will be listening to this, but okay. But if you know big channels and you know what they're doing and they're doing so well, amazingly well, thank you to them. Thank you that they set the pace for all of us that are still small channels. Thank you that they've set the pace for all of us. And thank you that some of them are starting to talk, like Morgana Sophia was talking about sensationalism in the intuitive world, in our world, because we are working with intuitives. It is important to put the right energy into I'll say it again. It is important for high vibrational energy to be part of what our work is, right? Because when we get downloads from our guidance system, what about the sensationalism? I mean, like, isn't there a fine line about doing it like the way we would do it in the third dimension? Survival and longevity and all of that. So I believe that today the light language will bring in light codes for us to find the balance, for us all intuitives who are working in various ways. Because remember, we don't have to work on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, right? We don't have to work only on social media. Social media is the way we can reach people. People will find our work. And that is all absolutely relative and relevant for this time and space that we live in. The internet is how we got this communication going. The internet is how we will use it in a positive way, and we'll all come together and be united and understand the messages of oneness, right? So, I mean, I think it's absolutely awesome. So, let's bring a light code in for authenticity. For us operating from the platform of the soul contract and its agreements. For us continuously going back to our team of light to say, okay, how do I do this? How do I survive this? How do I do this? And am I really meant to be one of those big channels, or do I just do what I'm doing here? Do I remain I'd love to be a big channel like everybody else, okay? And that's my aim. That is my intention, to grow, because now we're beyond, it's just about we're playing small. we're now saying it's time to come out into the forefront. We're saying it's time to stand up and be counted, and the work that we do to be taken seriously. That's what the numbers are all about. It's not just about money. It's about being taken seriously. Okay, and so and us doing our work from that authentic platform, I'm fulfilling my soul's purpose. That's what it's all about. That's the bottom line of it. And so we're bringing the light code for us to hear clearly from our teams of light, hear clearly from source energy, hear clearly from our higher selves, and operate in a way that is authentic and balances it out, brings in the energy of the fifth dimension, and then we operate, or we find that model of application or operation that is for us in the fifth dimension and the age of Aquarius. My recent downloads are, I'm probably going to do some business support either on the channel or via the website, because I am one of the people that is supposed to be implementing fifth dimensional business sense. Because of my experience in business, because of my experience in the business world, and for being isolated, for being people feeling threatened by me and isolating me or whatever, because I might have an idea they wish they had or something like that. But we know that moving forward, that's not a fifth dimensional way to operate businesses. So this is it. We're calling in the fifth dimensional way of life and living in the age of Aquarius. And we're in transition, but some things need to happen sooner rather than later, right? Hence the light code. Okay. Today, I have with me, I'm just looking there and I don't have my glasses, so sorry about that. I didn't turn musician's mode off, so I'm sorry if you heard any of the noises in the background. I have my Leamuran Crystals. There we are. I'll put it in front of it. And yeah, it looks like this one always changes. It's got a little bit more cloudy. I hope you can see it. It's got a bit more cloudy at the bottom. And yeah, this is my Leamuran seed crystals. And there's this one. It fell off somewhere and it has a bit of a crack on it here. So just a bit of a crack. Okay. But you see, it's got all the ridges on it. And I'm getting some download in my ear for some reason. As I said that about the ridges. Yep. And that too has changed. The ridges have changed a little bit. Friends, let's bring in the light code of authentication. Bring in the energy of Lemuria and that beautiful, loving energy of well-being, fifth dimensional and beyond. And also, so let's clear for you. Clear for you. Clear for me. We've done this before. Third eye. Speaking of the third eye, I'm going to put my Lemuran crystal on my third eye. And I'm closing my eyes. If it's available to you, beloved ones, pause the video. Get a crystal that you feel guided to bring into this energy field on your third eye, to balance it, to clear it, to align it. Not necessarily in that order, because normally we clear, then we balance, then we align. I think that is how it should be, but you know how you feel. That makes a really nice thing for headgear, right? Like with a band around it, and just walk around with my Lemuran crystal on my third eye. I'd be looking funky, don't you think? Okay. Take a deep breath. It's about to fall. We're bringing in the light code of authenticity. The light code to align us to the terms of our soul contract. the light code to bring in the energy of understanding the third eye and what it's revealing in this time and space. One of the light codes is an embossed powder blue, the other one is a pink, a cerise pink, and the other one is a yellow light code. All of them twisting around each other and then bringing in this balance, coming through our chakra column, coming in through the stellar gateway. Member of your soul family, a member of the angelic realms. Archangel Michael, assuring us of his protection with the lightning blue ring of fire around us, his deep blue dragons, and his legions of angels. And Zabahawel, we're not so. Thank you, friends. I'm feeling we need to bring some healing in for all of us. All of us that are in confusion, all of us that had to go back, all of us that were on one time frame, one timeline, and we got shifted and shunted out of it. And that was for our benefit. That was a good thing. It wasn't a bad thing, but many of us are still reeling from it. Many of us still have consequences for it. So we're bringing in the healing light code. This one is green. It's coming into your fields, your energy fields and your energy body, your light body, your emotional body, your physical body, and excuse me, filling you up with healing. Your mental body, take a deep breath, friends. Have a sip of water. Yes, mahor natsakara letu for nemekatsora ejebek. And so everyone is still at the stellar gateway, and now they're coming through the soul star chakra. Otsanakuto, all the light codes coming through the soul star chakra. Nzakura dabakhatura bakhatura 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 nzabakhatura lakaduktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuktuk vetsura maina tuhurna vetsura. And so the light codes come through our whole chakra system, going through the third eye, the crown, the third eye, into the altar major at the back of your head, and then into the throat chakra, the higher hearts, the heart chakra, solar plexus, the navel, the sacrum, the sacral, and the root chakra. And then it's going through your legs and into the earth and connecting with your earth star chakra. Now I'm going to invite you to take a few moments, go beyond the earth star chakra. Archangel Sandalphon is there, is inviting you to go through your earth star chakra, go all the way through and go to the crystal in the core of the earth, and there meet your guide. I'm bringing down some light codes with this. This is an aqua blue. I feel Merlin is here in that space with us, with me anyway. You might have somebody else. Kaba 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 tsu. Lakhtu rakhatafar luktba hitsuguru oh and oh take a moment now, breathe, pause this video, and dilute, absorb, assimilate those light codes, because it's going to give you the message from the guide you met down there. And now, friends, when you're ready, after pausing the video, if that's what you needed to do, to take the time, come back into your body, into the space where you are, in the room that you are, and sit firmly up. Take 3 breaths. Wow, I feel this heat at the back of my head. I don't know what you're feeling, but yeah. And come back to your consciousness. Come back into the present. Just felt something really hot here. Have a sip of water, friends, if this is better for you. Or if you need it, remember to go out in nature and ground. Thank you so much for watching, beloved ones. We are so protected and we are so taken care of. If you're feeling like you're not, start counting your blessings, as they say. Look at all the things that are right, that are going well, that are right in your world. Make a list. You've heard all of this before, I'm sure. But just a reminder, because sometimes, no matter how far we are in the walk or on this journey, how far we've walked in this journey, sometimes we need to be reminded of things. So much love to you, and thank you for joining me. I didn't talk about the books. I'll do another video about that. I do need to talk about the books. And so, thank you, everyone. Namaste, and I'll catch you here next time. Take care.